Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today let's discuss types of fever and the differential diagnosis. So as we all know, there are numerous causes of fever, but by actually knowing the type of fever and associated symptoms with it, we can narrow our diagnosis. So if you are a medical paramedical student, this video will help you a lot. Watch it till the end. So let's begin. So, moving on to the first type of fever, which is continuous fever, in which the body temperature does not reaches the baseline and remains above throughout the day, and the variation between the maximum and minimum temperature in 24 hours is less than 1 degree Celsius. That means if the normal temperature of body is 37 degrees Celsius, it will reach maximum to 38 degrees Celsius, and it will keep on fluctuating between 37 and 38, but it won't reach to the normal level. So, this type of continuous fever is seen in pneumonia and urinary tract infection. So, in pneumonia, you have associated symptoms like cough with sputum, shortness of breath, chest pain, hemoptysis, etc. In urinary tract infection, you will have symptoms like painful micturition, constant urge to urinate, foul odor of urine, etc. This type of fever is also seen in typhoid fever. So you will have associated symptoms like abdominal pain, diarrhea or constipation, muscle ache, joint pain, rose spots, etc. So there are many other causes of continuous fever, but these are the main causes. So you can differentiate them. Moving on to the second type of fever, which is reminent fever, in which the temperature remains above normal throughout the day, as in continuous fever, but the fluctuation is more than 2 degrees Celsius. But in continuous fever, it was 1 degree Celsius and it does not return to the normal baseline. So this is the most common type of fever which we seen in the infectious diseases. So let's see how to differentiate them. In flu, you will get symptoms like sore throat, dry cough, rhinitis or running nose, fever, chills associated with headaches. In dengue, you will get sudden onset of high fever. Along with this, there will be pain behind the eye, which is the most characteristic symptom of dengue, associated with bursting headaches and muscle pains. In tonsillitis, which is most commonly in children, so on examination, you will come to know that the tonsils are enlarged and swollen. In typhoid fever also you get reminent fever, but there is a characteristic of fever in typhoid, that is a step ladder fever, in which there is a continuous increase in temperature associated with abdominal pain, constipation or diarrhea and weakness. If fever are associated with rashes, you can differentiate them between chickenpox and measles. So in chickenpox, rashes will appear with the fever, and in measles, rashes will appear 2 to 3 days after fever. So depending upon the signs and symptoms, you can differentiate, but mostly laboratory tests will help you to differentiate them more easily. Moving on to the third type, which is intermittent fever. So in 24-hour period, the temperature rises rapidly to 39 to 41 degrees Celsius and then touches the baseline. That means the temperature becomes normal, that is 37 degrees Celsius. In continuous and reminent fever, the temperature does not touches the baseline, but in intermittent fever, it thus touches the baseline. It contains three stages: chills, heat, and then sweat. So whenever the temperature starts to rise 39 to 41 degrees Celsius, chill stage takes place. Whenever it reaches 41 degrees Celsius, heat stage takes place. And whenever the temperature starts to decline and touches the baseline, sweat stage takes place. Intermittent fever is seen in malaria and in septicemia. As we all know that in malaria there are four different species which causes malaria. So this all four species show different pattern of intermittent fever. So let's see. The most characteristic symptom of intermittent fever is the periodicity. The spike can occur each day at the same time, as you can see in quotidian fever pattern, which is mostly seen in Plasmodium falciparum. So the spike occurs every day at a specific time and the pattern is repeated. In Tieton fever type, which is mostly seen in Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale, where the pattern of the fever spike occurs every other alternate days. And in quotidian fever pattern, which is seen in falciparum malariae, the spike or the fever occurs every third day. Moving on to the fourth type, which is septic or hectic fever. So it is associated with body temperature of more than 106.7 degree Fahrenheit or 41.5 degrees Celsius. So a very high temperature which does not improve with antipyretics can indicate a septic fever, and the patient should be seen quickly and reviewed to prevent any further deterioration in the state of health. This is a very serious condition which can lead to organ failure. Moving on to the fifth type, which is Pel Ebstein fever. So the temperature may take 3 days to rise, then remain high for 3 days, and then remit or takes 3 days to come back to normal. So the patient afterwards could have apyrexia for 9 days, and then again the same pattern takes place. So basically there is a regular alteration of recurrent bouts of fever and afebrile period. So this type is seen in Hodgkin's lymphoma. Moving on to the last type, which is low-grade fever. So low-grade fever is a mild elevation of temperature above normal, that is between 99.5 degree Fahrenheit and 100.3 degree Fahrenheit. So this type is mostly seen in tuberclosis and associated with night sweats, weight loss, etc. Thank you. Hope you like this video. I hope now you got the gesture of different types of fever and how to differentiate them with other types of fever. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe and share your views in the comment section below. Till then, bye.